All right, welcome back to my channel, Reading Through the Pages. I'm Samantha, and tonight we will be potentially making a mistake. So, currently we are in the middle of, don't drink my water, Sheba. We are in the middle of Becca and the Book's Becca's bookoplathon. I came to the party late on this one. I just rolled for my books on the 8th. So, one whole week lost, alas. But, never fear, we'll still read lots of books. So, as part of the bookoplathon, there are different people running 24-hour readathons every Saturday. So, get out there. Get out. So, here we go. I have no idea if I'm going to be able, I've never done one of these before. What I do know is that I am generally a very fast reader, and that I'm also very bad at pulling all-nighters. So, all right. So, what have I picked to read for these 24 hours? I am going to read a bunch of books. Like Water for Chocolate by Laura Esquivel. Esquivel? Robopocalypse by Daniel H. Wilson. The Alchemist by Paolo Coelho. And a reread, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, which is a favorite. And on my Kindle, I have Mr. Loverman, which I am 15% into, so maybe we'll do that one. I'm going to try to finish this book today. This was for the prompt light cover. Too many decisions. Also, my hair is falling down. I guess as a backup, because this is the other book that I'm supposed to read for Bookoplathon, because I rolled for it. I just bought myself a nice copy of this, The Hate You Give by Angie Thompson. And this one, what was this one for? Oh, a standalone. This is a standalone book, I think. There we go. Now I have 6 books. And they're big. Oh no. Oh, this is a bad idea. Mr. Loverman should be really fast. I am slower reading on the Kindle. Night Circus is over 500 pages, but I've read this book many times before. What am I doing staying up late tonight? Look at those bags. Oh my god. This is gonna be so bad. Night Circus, I've read it before. I love this book. I'll probably save this for when I'm like starting to suffer. Robopocalypse has how many pages? 400 pages, but they're not big. So, Alchemist is short. It's less than 200 pages. Yeah. So, that should be fairly simple. Like Water for Chocolate has 250 pages, so again, pretty short. Don't steal my coffee, baby. She wants attention. And The Hate You Give, trying to balance too many things, is about 450 pages. So, and I'm going to go into it having just spent a bunch of time reading today on all of my breaks from work because I'm trying to finish this, which is just knocking things over. Also, over 500 pages. What am I doing with my life? So many regrets already. All right, well, I will check back in at 7 p.m. when we start reading. It is exactly 7 o'clock, so we will be starting the 24-hour readathon for Saturday. What I will be reading first is The Alchemist. And I'm actually going to take this back over to my parents' house because my mom's making me pizza. So, it is 8:36. I have finished The Alchemist. This was such a good little book. I think I'm going to have to buy a copy because this deserves a place on my shelves. It was really good. It's the story of a shepherd boy who goes on a journey to find his own personal legend. And he is a legend. Anyhow, super excellent. Book 2 is going to be Robopocalypse by Daniel H. Wilson. It's apparently an entertaining sci-fi thriller. I don't read much sci-fi. I don't do much thrillers. So we'll see what I think of this one. So I'm only a couple of chapters into Robopocalypse, but this is wild so far. So the robots are like just starting to gain the ability to like function without commands. It's really creepy. Anyhow, we also have our first coffee of the day. Well, that's not true. I had coffee this morning. My first coffee of the Readathon. Good stuff. Back to the book. I'm about halfway through this book. A little more than halfway. It's split into 5 parts. So I finished the first 2. The first 2 are isolated incidents and 0 hour. So it's like the first one is like all of these, exactly what it says, isolated incidents, small glitches in systems that are precursors to 0 hour, which is where everything goes to pot. And oh my gosh, oh, it's so creepy. Unrelated, I now think I'll move, to Peru, become a potato farmer, and never use electricity again. Okay, electricity is not really the issue. The issue is like the AI, right? It's artificial intelligence. But it feels like it's the electricity because it's connecting it all. It's like, it's creepy fucker. I wish I didn't have this cover anymore because this is scary. So we're up to survival, and then awakening, and finally retaliation. Yikes. Oh, it's already 11. Okay. We're doing good. We're doing good. Back to work. Back to work. So it is about 1 o'clock. I have finished Robopocalypse. This was a bit of a trip. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I mean, it's not really my kind of a book, but it was gripping. So, on to book number 3, which I have decided is going to be Like Water for Chocolate. So, switch it up a little bit, get some not robots back into my brain before I need to get more coffee. So I have finished my third book, Like Water for Chocolate. What a funky, fun, but also really sad book. And now I'm sort of hungry, even though I'm not really hungry. Next up, we're going to do a reread of one of my all-time favorites, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So I think I'm going to go get cozy in my bed, read a little bit of this, and then maybe take a brief nap. 'Cause that's fine. Whatever. Alright. Took a brief snooze, which was definitely the right way to go. Now, I'm going to jump back into the Night Circus. Got my coffee. Got some books. Happy Saturday. So, I have finished the Night Circus, which is, as always, just a treat. I love that book so much. Anyhow, so I wasn't sure what I wanted to read next. I have, a whole stack back here and a whole other, so many books. But I've decided that I'm going to finish Children of Blood and Bone. I'm only a little less than halfway through. So we're going to plow through this one. We've got approximately 7.5 hours left in my own personal timeline of this readathon. Going well. So, time to finish book number 5.
These are my companions for my readathon. This is Sheba. Sheba loves blankets and stealing them, trying to eat my hair. And then we have Louisa, right, baby? Who loves tummy rubs. Yeah. So those are my babies who were keeping me company while we read all the books.
Alright, so I have finished Children of Blood and Bone. That was super fun. And I did a little bit of reading of Mr. Loverman. And I think it's just a little bit too heavy for me right now because I'm sleepy. So I'm going to pick another heavy book. But it's a physical copy, which is easier for me to stay in. So I'm going to start this one. The Hate You Give, which I just bought myself this nice copy. So let's go. I've got about 4 hours left of my self-prescribed timeline. So I'm gonna get into this and read about Star. Alright, so it is 6:31. Technically, I have half an hour left in my 24 hours. But I think it's time for a glass of wine and some dinner. So, what did I read over the last 24 hours? Started off with The Alchemist. It was great. Went on to Robopocalypse. Creepy, but fun. Like Water for Chocolate. Also fun, kind of sad. The Night Circus. One of my all-time favorites. Children of Blood and Bone. Also really fun and good. I did some reading on Mr. Loverman. Still got about half of that to go. Also really good though. And The Hate You Give. So, all in all, I read 6 books. 6.5 books. I read 6.5 books in 24 hours. And these babies weren't small either. Like, look at that pile. Look at that. Look at them books. That's 24 hours of reading. I'm really tired. I had so much coffee. It was good. I need to do more of these with my, sort of long nap in the middle. Worked out great. So, I recommend each and every one of these books. And it's time for some dinner.